Hello everyone, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good day. Hope you are all having an amazing day today. My name is Lex and welcome back to some more GTA 5, where today we're going to be looking at some more of these starts and stuff today, but instead of going down and low and starts, I'm going to go up and lift a few things because we've been going down just way too much and it's time to start making some cool off-road style stuff, or maybe just more lifted stuff. Maybe there's just some stuff that would look cooler if it was lifted or raked in a certain way. So before we get into all of that and lift some cars up, there's going to be some comments and questions on the screen. If you'd like your comments and questions featured, you can leave them in the comments section below. I'll pick some at random and feature them at the start of the next video. And don't forget, as always, you can follow me on Twitter at Figureight. Links for my Twitter are in the description below. Right, so have we run out of Rally Road now? I'm just going to have to go up here. I want to find somewhere nice and rally because this first one is a suggestion. Actually, quite a few suggested this, but the comment that I'm going to read here is from Mitch Hulman, or Mitch Holman. I'm very sorry that I'm never going to get these names right. And he says, how about an actual rally Sultan? Raise the thing and give it that old school blue and gold look. This is terrible. Why have I tried to go up this massive mountain? So that means I'm going to try and make this look a bit more off-roady. I probably won't make it look completely rally. I might go for some off-road style wheels. But I know that there is the livery on this thing to make it look like the old school rally car. So let's just make it look like a bit of a lifted off-road rally type Sultan. Once I get to the top of this bloody hill. Right, so I think we're going to be damaging this again. But I do like the look of this being a rally car and it being a bit bashed up. But we'll worry about that later. Let's just repair it for now. So let's just go to menus, customs. Let's just modify this thing first. I'm not going to go full out because I know that we've got quite a lot of different cars to look at. So let's just go ahead and do some basic stuff. And we've got like Sunstrip. That's pretty rally-esque. We won't worry about the bobbleheads. We'll go for the proper flocked and stripped out dash as well. Won't worry about any of the dials or anything like that. I'll just bung on a random steering wheel. We're not really going to be seeing this much because I guess we won't really need to pay attention. But there you go. There's the rally-esque interior. That's pretty much solved. So let's just go for some light covers as well whilst we're at it. Go for some basic vents or something like that. Something very rally style. I guess we'll just go for these ones on the secondary colour. So I've got an idea for those. On the aerials, go for some rally fogs. We'll just go for the painted rally fogs. That's going to be pretty nice. Roof vent, of course. This is a rally car. Window safety net, of course. And then on the livery, we should have around here somewhere. Here we go. The Carrying Performance blue and gold classic old school style rally. I think the rest of them are going to look pretty... Yeah, okay, we'll just go for the Carrying Performance one. So we'll leave the wheels till last. Let's just go for spoiler. Let's just go for something pretty mad. Tarmac attack wing. Mind you, that's not really off-road, is it? Here we go, the Rally Spec RS wing. That's very rally-esque. We'll go for that one. Front bumper. What have we got here? Anything rally? I mean, these all look pretty rally-esque. I mean, this one's pretty nice. The extended one, or that one, actually, the Vented GT bumper. Let's go for the C2. Should we go for C2 or this one? I'm going to go for the C2 loop bumper. Then on the rear bumper, we'll go for something like, maybe the RS Evolved. Again, should we go for that and then RS Evolved on the front? Yeah, let's do that. Let's go RS Evolved front and back to get that all matching. Skirts, we'll just go for some side skirt extension or something like that. Because, oh, mind you, the mud flaps are going to be very rally-esque, aren't they? We'll go for the twin straight pipe, just right out there. Nothing big and fancy. Chassis, we'll just go for the full padded cage. We'll go for the monster intercooler right there. On the hood, we'll go for, what have we got that's nicer? Oh, scooped hood. That's pretty Impreza-esque. We'll go for that one. I think the fenders are pretty fine as they are, but I mean, we could go for something like the primary colour bolt-on ones. Yeah, let's just go for that, bolt-on. I think if you've got something bolt-on, it looks kind of rally thing, because like you want to swap them out or something like that. So that would be that sorted out. Then we've got things like the vortex generators. I guess we can go, should we go for like a carbon roof and that? Actually, mind you, because we've got that in a non-carbon, let's just go for the normal vortex generators. There we go, that'd be fine. Then it's just a case of modifying the engine and stuff, but as this is purely visual, we're not really going to worry about any of that sort of stuff. Let's just get a better colour, because I know we've got some pearlescent going on here. I want to get rid of that. Go for a nice classic blue instead of all this nice fancy metallic stuff. There we go, we can go for a racing blue. That's just slightly lighter than what we had. And then on the secondary, we might try that blue again, but I'm thinking of going for a gold as well. So there's the racing blue on that, but what happens if we go for the gold? See, it's a slightly different colour than that yellow, which is kind of, maybe we can get a better yellow or a race yellow. Does make it very similar. Mind you, if I just sort of change up the things, I wanted these bits to be yellow, but I'm not too sure about everything else. Okay, so I do like the fact that it has got this on, but I am going to go for carbon, even though that's not really completely rally style. But I just wanted to have like the carbon bit and the blue and yellow on the side bit. So I'm just going to go for the carbon scoot version of that. And also I'm going to go for the carbon vent, and then I can go for the carbon roof. So now, carbon and vortex generators, and then we get all that carbon all the way along there. We do have that yellow boot lid, but that's perfectly fine. And then we can have the yellow lights at the front. I'm sure some of you are going to be a bit unsure. I'm a bit unsure about this back bit, but I'd say that's pretty old school enough. So let's just now go for the wheels. Now, I could go for some rally style wheels, but I really want to see what this looks like with the off-road wheels. So let's just go ahead and see what we got here. Of course, using the law-friendly mod, maybe we can find something that will actually match. Not really much of a selection, though, with the off-road wheels in terms of style. We do have these. Or maybe these look too utilitarian, especially with all those studs. At least this one's a 5-stud and looks a bit more suitable. Thing is, if we go to sport, we've definitely got a lot of this really fancy-looking stuff that I'm not sure. Mind you, this stuff would work. That's sort of rally-esque. Bit big, but it works. There we go. We can go for something like that, and then I'll put them in a white, because they sort of remind me of Compomotive wheels. There we go. Frost white right there. I mean, that's not super bright white, but maybe it's got something to do with the fact that it's a bit overcast. I need to change the weather so it's brightened up a bit. Extra sunny. There we go. So, right, let's just go ahead. Go to the V-Stancer. So let's just go over to this main road bit. Let's just go for suspension menu. We want to make this higher, of course. In fact, we have got a bit of an issue with the ground sort of floating on this. Right, that's better. So let's just go for front height and go up. Let's leave this at about 0.6 and we'll go for the same on the back. 0.6. That's pretty raised. I don't know if that's too high. The thing is, I like these wheels, but I know that we should really get thicker tires because this does look a bit odd to have it in a rally car like that. So maybe we can go for just a bit more track width. Maybe just like one tiny bit. So it's, yeah, but we're definitely going to have to change these wheels because it's just not right. And also, whilst we're here, as it's a rally car, got to put the dirt level up a bit. There we go. That makes it a proper rally car. Yeah, it's made me realise that actually there's not much in the way of like thick tyre option stuff with this law-friendly wheels mod. Everything's kind of just really big. But we do have some like this. I mean, it's not the sportiest wheel in the world, but it does look quite utilitarian, especially with those chunky tyres. And I think suits this car quite nicely. But I'm not sure if we can find anything else that's going to match that, because everything else does look a bit odd. See, there are these wheels, but they definitely don't match this car. But it's just got really nice thick tyres on it. So even something like that doesn't really suit it. I mean, we could go for these. I mean, they're sort of like rally wheels, right? And they're big, thick, chunky tyres. I think that works. Okay, I'm going to go for that. I'm not sure if we want to go a bit higher, though. Let's see what it looks like at 170. That might be a bit too high. That looks like it might topple over at any minute. So I'm going to put that down to 0.6. And I think that looks pretty nice. We'll maybe go for a tiny bit more sticking out, but I don't think that's... Yeah, that might be a bit too much, but never mind. But there we go. There is our rally Sultan RS. All raised up. Looking absolutely amazing. We've spent way too long on this one car. So let's move on. Mitch says, lift the faction donk even higher, please. This could look really weird. I think that the faction donk, if you just get it any higher, it might just sort of break and look like the wheels are disconnected, which we don't want. So I don't know, but let's find out. Okay, here we are with the donk, and I have not loaded this car up in a long time, and I forgot just how stupid this thing looks. Utterly ridiculous, this thing. I do think, though, looking at the suspension, that we can go a bit higher. So actually, I'm going to just go straight ahead and do that first of all, just in case it doesn't work. Right, so we could actually make that even lower, which just looks stupid. Right, so let's just keep going until the suspension no longer seems to connect to the wheels. Oh my god, we might be able to go the full way. Okay, this is ridiculous. It's still going. Look, it's still stretching. It's still going. Still going up to 1.2. Oh my god, it's still going. Those springs look just... They're not doing anything at that point. But it's still stretching. Oh, this is fantastic. Okay, I'm just going to hold this down. Okay, no, it's starting to disconnect. You can see those bits on the wheels. So, yeah, you can see that they're no longer central if we go that far. But they stay central to around sort of there, which is definitely way higher than it was because there's the standard on the back. So that's definitely way higher. But if we wanted to get this and ignoring that sort of central bit on the wheel, we could get it to even there. But yeah, as you can see, it doesn't line up with the wheel, doesn't it? Right, so for the purposes of making this look a bit more realistic, I'd say about there is the max at around, I'd say around about 1 is going to be dead center. So I could do the same on the back. Lift that all the way up to 1. Oh my god. That is brilliant. I love that the whole thing stretches out and it actually allows you to go higher. That's a really cool thing that Rockstar have added there. I don't think we're going to go for any more sort of track width. Maybe we can make this into a rally thing, but I mean, we're still going to have these massive wheels, so that's going to look odd. But I mean, a bit of poke isn't going to do anyone any harm, especially when it's already as stupid as this, so we'll just knock that out just a little bit. But we don't want it to look, and mind you, it does look floaty, doesn't it? Because you can see there's a disconnect. So actually, we don't want it to go any further than that, which is 0.76, which I'm pretty sure is what it was at the start. Mind you, the back can go to 80, so there we go. This is the realistic height. Now let's just try and knock this up to just silly height before it breaks. Okay, so the height goes up to 2. There's definitely the disconnect there, as you can see, but that is as high as it can go. So we can knock this one all the way up to 2. Okay, the back looks really weird when it stretches out. Okay. Oh, okay. I was not expecting that handling. The second you move forward, it just wheelies. Oh my god, that is just ridiculous. I don't think this is going to be able to tackle the bend. I'm just going to try and move away slowly so that it doesn't do a wheelie. Let's just keep going. Ooh, god, look at that rocket every time it changes gear. Oh my god, that is a huge amount. Right, I'm going full throttle. Tiny bits of movement, but then I'm going to do a hard turn left when we get up to this junction. Okay, here we go. Yeah, it toppled over straight away. Yeah. Right, well, yeah, can definitely be raised. You can even raise it that high, but it's definitely not drivable. But it does self-right itself. Pretty interesting. Right, let's move on then. B-Rad says lift a Tornado and make a Gasser drag car. Sounds good, let's give it a go. So we do have the Tornado Custom and the Tornado Rat Rod, so I could actually make a Gasser Rat Rod. I mean, it sort of already is with this big, massive rear wheel, but maybe we can make it look even more so. So I'm actually going to slightly deviate and just go for the Rat Rod, and if this doesn't work, we'll just go for a standard Tornado. But let's just give this one a go. So let's go for suspension menu, and let's just go for rear height, and we want to get that a lot higher. I mean, the middle bit underneath, that's still connecting. That's still... How high can we go before it disconnects and starts to move away? Okay, it's starting to move away around 130. So that's as high as it can go. Around 130. Okay, that's really high. Still no... Okay, there's a bit of glitching. I was going to say still no wheeling, though. I don't think we're going to get a wheelie out of this one. Well, that's going to be too high. We don't want it too crazy, but we can get a gasser to be around... What would you say is suitable? Around 1? Is that a bit too much? I mean, we could actually get the front higher just as well. So it doesn't look too bad, but it's just lifted up a lot more. Yeah, this doesn't look right as a gasser, but that's pretty interesting. We could even pop those rear wheels in as well, because they are sticking out in this version. But we can tuck them in. Oh, well, that's an interesting look. Once we get that all tucked in, looks pretty interesting. I mean, some of you probably like the tucked out look, or the sticking out look, rather. That's not too bad, but I'm going to try a normal Tornado now. Okay, here's the normal Tornado, and you can see this is going to look a whole lot different, especially because that other one has a huge rear arch because it's all been cut away. Let's just get just a side shot so you can see. Look at that, it's all been cut away on the Rat Rod one, whereas this one is completely intact. So let's just go ahead and go to V-Stancer, and let's go to suspension menu, rear height. See, we can get that up like that. That's like proper gasser style. And just, I mean, like that is fine. Would you say that's gasser? I don't have a good eye for gassers. So you've suggested I make one, but I don't have a good eye for what is a good sort of rake to go for with a gasser. But that's not too bad. We just need to get some better wheels now. Right, I moved out of here because everyone's just interrupting me. And actually, oh, there's a garage there. I've never seen this garage before. Body repairs. Well, I just smashed it up, so that's a good idea. I don't think I've ever gone in this garage. Or is this just a random garage that opens and I can't do anything with it? How odd. Right, well anyway, let's go to repair vehicle. Let's do it our way. So go to wheels, go to muscle. Let's get some nice... Ooh. How about that? Is that a gasser wheel? I don't know, but that does look cool. We could also go for some side exit exhausts as well. I mean, mind you, I don't think that's very gasser, is it? We'll just go for the ones that are on the back. We could go for the proper thing like that and make it a drag car, of course, as this is supposed to be a gasser drag car. So we'll go for that. And as this is a drag car, we will upgrade this, but I won't be doing any sort of top speed run. But let's just knock everything up as well. Again, as I have no real clue about gassers, is this going to work? This dark red? I don't know, I'm just feeling a matte for this one for some reason. Or we could go for that green. I'm going to go for that, actually. Or maybe an olive drab. Actually, no. Normal green. Pretty cool. Already, I can feel the hatred of people who know more about gases than I do. But this is just what I'm doing. Right, so that's that done. Stick a turbo on. It's definitely not very fast. But we have got a bit more of a gasser style look to it, especially with that rear height. Let's just knock that up a bit more. Like that. And then maybe, I don't know, a bit more on the front. I don't know. I don't really... Gassers are alright, but I don't really know the look for them. But there's a look. Rear lifted. Right, let's move on to the next one. Raman Barber says, since you can also lift cars, can you please make some lifted off-roading cars that usually aren't meant for off-road? Well, actually, I've got an idea with this because, well, something like that pickup truck I'd say is made for off-road. But that SUV down there, although it is an SUV, normally they're not. They're just sort of like fancy, bigger cars. So I think if we could find like a people carrier, I mean, something like this, it is sort of look like it's supposed to be for the off-road, but doesn't really look very off-roady. See, that one does, that Cayenne Rebel. So I want to find something that maybe like a people carrier or something like that. So let's just go to vehicle spawner and let's just go down into the sedans range, or maybe just the SUVs actually, and find an SUV that's not really generally seen as an off-roader and make it look more off-roady. I mean, here we are straight away. The Huntley. In fact, how does this compare to the Huntley S? Okay, oh, that's the Huntley S. Well, that's also quite blingy, but I'm going to go for the older Huntley because this is sort of like the nicer, older Range Rover style. I think this might actually be a GTA 4 car now. I can't remember. I've really got a bad memory. Actually, I'm not entirely sure, but we're going to go for it anyway. Whether it is, whether it isn't. I've already got a video planned for GTA 4 style stuff, so I'm sure we can sort of blend the two here. So I'm going to go for this one. And let's just go to menus, customs. There is actually something we could do here. Custom, oh, remove front plate. Well, we'll do that straight away. Grill, custom grill, side exhausts, that one's called. That's definitely wrong. Oh, it actually does have side exhausts. Okay. No, that's not really what we want here. I think this is definitely going to look too blingy because that's all we can really do. But I'm going to go for some off-road wheels. We'll do a couple of these, by the way, don't worry. Let's just go down, see what custom ones we got. See, we could go for this. That's very off-roady. I've just noticed this is a two-tone colour car as well. So I was actually going to go brushed aluminium all over. So there's brushed aluminium on the top. And then secondary, brushed aluminium. Yeah, that's alright. There's a stripe. I haven't really ever modified this, and I am pretty sure this is a GTA 4 car. But there we go. There's that. So then we can go ahead and go to suspension menu and just raise this whole thing up. So we can put this up to about like 1. I think that's going to be a nice significant increase. There we go. And we'll get a little bit of poke going on just so it looks a bit more off-roady. There we go. I'll go 85 front and 87 rear. But there you go. That looks a lot more utilitarian than it should do. That's definitely changed it into a more off-road looking car. Now we can go straight off here. And it doesn't look so odd. Brilliant. Right, let's try and find something else that's similar but not, and definitely not made for off-road. Okay, so going through the list, I've just caught on to the Regina. This is definitely, it's sort of like an old, long family estate. What's the other type? There's 2 different types here. This one's definitely the older one from GTA 4. Actually, I prefer the look of the other one. So, there's not much that we can do in menus customs. When I say not much, I mean absolutely nothing. But I think we can get rid of this stuff that's on the top in the extras here. There we go. Let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of all of the extras here. I think they're going to be mostly stuff on the interior. Yeah, let's just get rid of everything so it looks nice and cool. Mind you, it could actually look like an off-roader with the roof rack on. Because it could just look like... Yeah, let's just do that. Let's just make it like that. So let's just go to wheels. Let's go to off-road, chrome wheels, and what have we got here? Again, there's not much in the off-road wheel section. Maybe something like that. That looks pretty cool. And then we can go ahead and raise it. But again, as I've pointed out in previous videos, we can't change the size of the wheels, so we can't make anything just look bigger, like to make this like a proper off-roader. When someone makes a mod that can change the size of the wheels, that would be a big game changer. Okay, this is really starting to bug this one out. Mind you, when we're moving, it's alright. It's just when it stopped, it just did not like it. But I can even go, this is sort of like a gasser look on this, almost. But I'm going to really raise that up. So that's about 110. Put the front height just a bit lower at about 1. Because the front's definitely higher. It does sag down at the rear. And we can go for some front track width and just get that all poking out. It's going to look so weird because these wheels are just so thin. But there we go. There's an off-road style one. The wheels are definitely disconnected from the car at this point. This is one of those cars that just looks really weird when you raise it. But there's a somewhat... Okay, it's not very good at off-roading, but it's a somewhat off-roading family estate car. Okay, so what about this? The Radius. This is sort of like a people carrier slash SUV sort of thing. It's sort of like a hybrid in-between weird thing. So let's just go. This has actually got big wheels as well, so this might mean that we can get some nice big off-road tyres on this thing. So let's just go and have a look down here. They're all going to look pretty small. But see, now this will, because this has got the big chunky extra bits on the tyres, that does look pretty cool. Let's just use that then. And we'll go ahead and we'll go to paint. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the dirt level up and make this into sort of like a rally car. There we go. Let's just get that all cranked up. And then primary, we'll go for a nice matte. What should we go for? Dark earth, desert tan. Yes, look at that. Oh my god, that is amazing. I actually really like that. And then for the secondary colour, matte. What else can we get? That's just going to make that bit of the top and bottom. So we could actually just go for black or grey as it was before. Let's just go for a black. There we go. And then we get a V-stancer. Knock that height up. Let's go for 90 for now. Let's see what we get with 90. That's a nice simple lift. I mean, that's not too crazy. It's not too out there. It's definitely still believable. And it's definitely a lifted version. We'll go with a little bit of the wheel sticking out a bit more. There we go. Just a shame we can't make the wheels wider. But we can try and get the effect of if it had wider wheels by just poking out a little bit. There we go. We've got a bit too much on the front, so I think we can go a bit more on the rear. Like that. That is looking pretty awesome. Exactly like that. But I think if we go for a bit more extreme, we could go for this up to 1. Even then, it still don't look too bad. We definitely got a lot of suspension movement. It's a shame we can't like change the stiffness of suspension. Mind you, I guess if it's an off-roader, it would actually move like this anyway. Yeah, I'd say that's pretty much done. And we haven't even touched the camber. I'm sure you guys are going to be so proud of me that I have done this whole video without touching camber. But there we go. I think we've got some nice lifted cars, a nice selection. I'm actually going to say that this is my favourite. Oh, actually, we've got a nice little dent on the bottom there, on the front. Do you know what, that works? This still looks like a really cool off-roader. I actually really like this. I'm totally for having... Maybe if there's a mod that can just make this into a proper off-roading one without having to use V-Stancer. I like it. Maybe get some like rally lights on the front or something like that. I think that could definitely work. But there we go, guys. I would love for you to let me know in the comment section below which one of my builds was your favourite. Maybe you liked all of them. Maybe some of them, one of them, or actually maybe you hated all of them and you think I should have done something else. Well, you can let me know all of that in the comment section below. But that's going to be it for this video. Don't forget that you can also leave some more suggestions because I will be doing a couple more of these with some like RL cars. If you get some real life cars, I'll try and find some different car mods and stance those out. Or lift them even. We'll have to see what cars they are. Just recommend them in the comment section below. But that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. And I shall see you all next time. Goodbye.